Hi, everybody. My name is Heather Nichols, and I'm here with Erella Shefy. Hi, Erella.
Hi, Heather. So nice to see you here.
You too. We wanted to create this video and this hangout today. Erella so we're both facilitators of access consciousness, and Erella lives in Israel, and she's been doing some really phenomenal work with the soldiers in Israel that I wanted to just ask her about and hear about what they've created there with the access bars, which is a really phenomenal modality that just changes a lot of things for people really quickly. And Erella, what you guys have done is so inspiring. So tell us a little bit about kind of what you've done there and what you've seen, the changes that you've seen, and anything else fun that you want to share.
Okay, yeah, and thanks for inviting me. Israel is a place with sea and sun and happy life, but a year ago we had a war here. Actually, it was in June. Many missiles were falling along Israel, especially at the south. And most of us were near the TV, very worrying about our sons and friends, what happened. And I just kept asking, what can I contribute? What can I do? And access is access. After a while, I saw this little post in Facebook, a bus with therapists, all kinds of modalities are very welcome to go to the south and contribute to soldiers and citizens. So we organize ourselves very quick, few bars, facilitators, and we go into the heart of the storm, as if I can say so. On our way, we passed in Netivot, and we went into elderly house, many old people, but because it was summertime, we met many children that were kind of post-traumatic. And I can remember one of them, her name is Lihi, and she was very proud in her house. And her mother told me that for 3 months she stayed in a shelter, and not in just in a shelter, but also under the stairs, because she's so terrifying. And she's so terrifying that they had to call a psychologist of the army that slowly get her out from this shelter, like a prison one. And few of us were processing the bars on these children. And as we went with the process, I discovered that Lihi preferred to talk about Luna Park and fun. So we just changed the name without mentioning there are many points of the bars. If people don't know, there is joy, there is sadness, control, money. Money is not an issue there, but especially when I ran the points of joy and sadness, it was amazing how she was start talking about fun and Luna Park and pink and colors, and we made such a story about each point instead of just running, which is very effective too. I can quick show moment. So for almost a day we were there with people all kinds of age, and we've just noticed such a relief before and after giving bars. It was amazing. It was just 45 minutes because people were waiting for specifically to the bars. If I can photograph, the faces before and after, that you could see the difference, it was really amazing. Quickly, I will show you.
While you're looking for those photos, I just want to let people know who aren't familiar with the bars. It's in access consciousness, the bars it's basically a hands-on energy modality where you hold points on the head really gently. It's very simple, very easy, and it just deletes stuff. It just deletes trauma and limitations and mind chatter. And there's so many incredible stories about what has changed for people from this. And this particular hangout, we wanted to talk about how the bars created change with people with trauma. But there's a whole bunch more of these hangouts that we are creating and that we have created around different issues: anxiety, burnout, depression, addiction. And it's just it's a phenomenal modality and body of work. So I don't know if people could see the photos. So can you hold them up again?
If I put now, you can see Lee.
Yeah.
Here, this is before and after. This one, she was very old woman with pains all over the body, and we were just dancing an hour later. This is the soldier. I will talk about it later. Yeah, here you can see Lihi with myself. I mean, it turns, instead of being in a tension and a very hard and intense day, it's so a celebration of life. So we danced with that woman and Lihi with her balls, and after a while, at 5, 6 o'clock, we went to the border. I mean, the border, it's very near Gaza, very near Gaza. I don't know how to give that experience of being so close to the border, but the scene was enough to see tanks. I mean, actual tanks. Also, even I live in Israel. Tanks, it's not such a common scene. So we just saw those tanks coming to that place that we were gathered. Very peaceful, green place. And the soldier, one after another, very dusty, came to this place. Ooh, everything. Ooh, yeah. Each one can be my son. I have son, age of 21. They are so young, and to see them just waiting to that relief. It was so interesting for me because at the beginning, I will show some more pictures. Some of them say, I just want to clean my head from those scenes, because they really approach traumatic scene. They were sent there from high school after training and to defend their countries. Suddenly they become the heroes, and the change itself is traumatic no matter what was the change, the different phase. So we just came there. You can see here Itzik, my running the bars to a soldier. Yeah, it was the afternoon. They were laying there and just so happy to receive. Yeah, you can see the uniform. Some women, the soldier in charge of the human resource here. And part of them, when I asked, what is the greater thing that they would like to get from that session? So some said, just to clean and clear my head. I have so much mess. I was with my friend, the team, in one tank for 2 weeks. I can't stand the voices of the outer and the inside. I would like to come back to myself, in other words. Some said, no, I'm a hero. Don't take it from me. Let the trauma, stay there, because I want to say my grandchild, they're 19, what happened? How did I rescue or save the country, like. And okay, this was the talking before, but with the time, I just see like layer after layer of all those sin and limitation or in stories. Literally, I could see them melting. And I just remember the eyes before, very glazed, really like no emotion. And then eyes of like life and vitality, and like they turn to be themselves there. And it just from a 1 hour of bar session, it's so amazing. And they were so grateful for us. And it was the least that we can do. But yeah, it was really such a great contribution. And I'm so grateful.
Wow.
Oh, how did it get any better than that? And what else is possible? Even we don't, that I wish one day we don't have to do this post-trauma and we just can prevent the next trauma, but by expanding our awareness here.
Yeah. Well, and so much of the time, the trauma comes from trauma, you know, and so, yeah, what a gift running bars is to just changing that reality on the planet, you know, for people, and really giving people that sense of peace. And I love that, like coming back to themselves. That I find that really when I have my bars run, that's exactly what happens for me, is this sense of, okay, I'm back with me now. You know, here I am, my head is clear. You know, it's almost like, you know, meditating for 2 hours, which I never was really able to do when I tried it. So,
yeah, and it in a way it breaks like the automatic response system of like the extreme is life and death, and this is something that in our DNA because it's part of our history. And with the bars, all these polarities of good and bad, someone that come to attack, someone to defend. No, in the moment we have each of us here ourselves, you know, more into the center of the being, and not so responsive to the world, to the other neighbors that not always so kind to us. It's a challenge because sometimes people said, oh, you're naive. I mean, we are a small country in a region full of hatred. So, but what would it take that we pre-change the change, but by readjust our consciousness into peace? And I wonder. Yeah, I can't hear you suddenly. Can you hear me?
yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
So I'm curious about what kind of feedback you got from the soldiers and anybody else. Like, did anybody, I know you said you didn't have really any chance to follow up with them, but even right after their session, like, what were they saying? What were they reporting?
Wow. First, without words, we can see them. We went there, Itzik Briskin and Yael Salomon and Ilana Pertzman, huge persons, and we were so happy, so gratitude for that opportunity, because we saw the faces, we saw the eyes, we saw the, if I can muscle, you can just see it on their face. We got some telephone calls from the one who organized that, and it was so grateful. Actually, we offered all the families, the mother, grandmother, fathers, and brother, sister, to come to the whole group of access bars practitioners and facilitators in Israel. We sent them by towns, the names and the telephone, and they could just come and get session. just by gifting and receive, just to give.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, actually now the bars and the access in general grows so hugely from that time. We were 60 people connected with access, mainly with bars. Now we are more than 600.
In Israel.
In Israel, the boost was in October. Now we are in May, and yeah, multiple 10. I mean, people attracted, and they can sense the energy, and they want more and more. And we experience also body class, and I'm doing foundation level 1. And I can see the different. I can see also the unique that we are really carry on ourselves, our families, and the fathers of the fathers, all the history, each one of us, although we look like normal, but no, we are. But yeah, there is a load of consciousness that it's like this kind of a burden, not just exposing, expanding one. So each opportunity to get it out from here and expand ourselves, it's just a blessing, and people notice and they sense, and really, how does it get any better than that? It just moves.
Yeah, one of the things that can occur when we have our bars run is literally you're just, like we've said, it's like you're letting go of all this stuff in your head, and the chatter and the trauma and the stuff that loops you and all of that. And it's like everything that you've carried from your family or from your culture that isn't serving you, like the things that kind of keep you stuck where you are, like, maybe there's a history of addiction in your family or something like that, and you sort of take that on and carry it with you. There's an opportunity for you to really just let it go with the bars, and it changes everybody around you, which is, I can imagine, part of why this has grown so quickly in Israel is like there's just this exponential effect that occurs even from one person having their bars run, let alone, a bunch of soldiers that have been in battle and all these people who have had lots of trauma in their lives from being around that and having that be the world that they're living in. Wow. What are the possibilities for creating so much more change in the world, and for everybody who chooses this to just have a different reality and a different experience in their lives and in the world. It's such a gift. Wow. It's just amazing to hear about what you guys have created. And I can only imagine the effects that this has beyond what we're aware of now. And I wonder what else you guys can create in Israel and beyond with access and with the bars.
Yeah. And you are invited, and everybody invited, to exchange energy, because, like the other side of that energy is being very creative and lively. And, and every time a guest comes from abroad, or we are going abroad, some of the separations about the region and the continent are just fading. So this mixture of energies that the bars also allows us to experience and to expand our awareness to even more, and to send it even more wider with all the, not the good and bad, but so what else is possible that we become a one big legend instead of, separated ones? What then we can create?
Yeah, that's amazing. So what's amazing about this work is that it's growing so fast all over the world, and access consciousness is actually in, I think I'm probably losing count at this point, but it's something like 170.
7, or maybe more.
What's that?
177, or it becomes more and more?
And of the countries in the world, and there's 191 countries in the world, so almost every country in the world has access consciousness. And what I love about it is that you can learn it really quickly. You can learn the access bars in a day. It's a one-day class that you can take, and there are bars facilitators, people who teach these one-day classes all over the world. There are bars practitioners all over the world. When you take a one-day class, you can then become you are a bars practitioner, and you can run bars on other people. You can, do it if you would like to charge money for it and have it be part of your business, or with your family and your friends, or just have other people for you to be able to exchange with, which happens a lot in a lot of different places. And so where you can go to find out more about that is accessconsciousness.com. And you can search on that website, the Access website, for bars practitioners and bars facilitators in your area. And then, of course, Erella mentioned some of the other classes, Foundation and Level 1. There's lots of different classes in Access Consciousness. There's the foundational classes, which really are the core classes, which give you some really amazing tools beyond the bars. And then there's lots of specialty classes. There's just so much available with this work, and you can tap into it all over the world, and I love that.
Yeah. How does it get any fun than that? And really, yeah. And if we just peel all the country and the culture, the essence is so joy, ease, and glory. This is like all of life comes to me with joy, ease, and glory, which is like the mantra of Access. So it's so you and me and you and you and you, and it's so easy, actually.
Yeah.
How about that now?
I was a therapist for a long time, and I did a lot of work with trauma, actually. And the work that I did at the time was body-based work, and it was really fast. It was like the fastest way I had seen at that time to heal trauma with people. And then I found Access, and I found the bars, and I've really never seen something that creates change so quickly and with so much ease. And that's one of the things that I love about it, is that you truly can, like these soldiers, you can be in a really intense state, and you can lay down and have somebody just gently touch your head, and an hour later just be in a totally different space and feel like you're you again. And so
not just trauma. I mean, what about, I used to be more still organizational consultant, especially with the high tech. High tech here, it's very big thing. And you don't have to be trauma, you could be just manager. And instead of talking and consulting, they just lay just on the table, running their bars. And after a 1 hour session, they can make decision, be very creative, intuitive. And this is it. Why to waste so much energy by words if you can just run your bars?
Yeah.
Very easy. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Erella, so much. What an amazing story, and what an amazing gift you are, and all the people in Israel, to changing things in the Middle East. It's really amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Ether, for this invitation, and really what else is possible to change with all this. Thank you. And thank you, Barry and Dane, for the huge contribution that you are in the world.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mary Douglas and Dane here, the co-creators of Access Consciousness, two phenomenal beings, really. They've been such a gift to my life and to the world. So accessconsciousness.com if you want to know more. And thank you all for tuning in. And maybe you'll get your bars run sometime soon. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.